What's handing YouTube? All right, look, we're gonna do something a little bit different right here, man. Today we're gonna react to this George Lopez situation that's going all around right now. We're gonna react specifically to the American Cholo podcast. Shout out Gil and the homies over there down there at American Cholo. You feel me? But I've been seeing this going a lot lately. I haven't touched on it, but George Lopez have been in the headlines. And let's just see what Gil has to say about it, man. Then we'll react to this.
Let's talk George Lopez, homie. George Lopez, as we all know, is probably, arguably, the biggest comedian of our community. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
He's always had somewhat of a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a reputation of.
Now I don't know how you guys feel about George Lopez, but to me, George Lopez, OG, man, that's OG, that's Big George, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's Big George, bro. G, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. That's George Lopez. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue to watch this. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I already watched this video from American Cholo, and man, I think we have different views on a lot of shit. But that's what we're here for, man. We're here to talk about things, man. The reason why I wanted to react to this, I wanted to do it with you guys. You know what I'm saying? To get your guys' opinion on it and see what your input on. So let's continue.
Not always helping Raza kind of be on top. I don't know personally. I just know I had that issue with the tortilla incident where he said, "What can I do?" But then he went on The View a few weeks back and he said, "If you are not, if you don't like drag, you are an enemy of mine." So funny how he can go to a.
Yeah, George Lopez tripping, bro. I don't know what I think George Lopez cloud chasing or you know what I'm saying. You know how the industry is, bro. George Lopez tripping though.
Prime time show and stand up for drags and not stand up for his own people and his own community when CNN has a calling, right? Well, just recently, George on this podcast, I'm sure drunk as always. Yeah, I said it. And let me show you what he's talking about, man.
All right, let's pause it. Let's pause it right there. Drunk as always. See that right there, so you guys gotta be. How can I put this? You guys have to look at the little jabs that Gil be throwing sometimes. Shout out Gil, that's my boy. But that right there shows me there's some type of animosity, some type of feelings with Gil and George Lopez. I'm pretty sure George Lopez know who the hell Gil is. Gil is a very popular individual, very popular podcast. He stands up for the people numerous times, time after time again. Shout out for all the work that he continues to do. But when someone, and I take a deep breath because I want to choose my words wisely, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to come off the hip shooting. When someone has a certain feeling towards about an individual already, their comments on the individual, is it based on your mixed feelings you already have for that person, or is it based on logic and truth and facts? Let's continue to watch though.
So there's this new up and coming comedian.
You're gonna play it through Bluetooth?
Yeah, I want the Bluetooth. It's just like the phone. Yeah, Ralph Barbosa. Ralph Barbosa's already made his bones. He's making his bones right now. Mm-hmm. I want to say he had a Showtime special already. He's doing big things. The guy's booked out right now. So I'll let you hear it, and then we'll see what you got. All right, ready? Let me see.
Most helpful individual back then. But what I have done is I've left a template on how to do shit. And then it's somebody's duty to go and do it.
Exactly. But it is.
For those of you guys that don't know who they're talking about, what they're talking about, Ralph Barbosa is an up-and-coming Latino, a Chicano from Texas, a Tejano, right? Very funny, he's on the rise right now. He's maybe there's a little jealousy with George. He sees an up-and-coming Latino comedian, gonna take his throne. George might feel some type of way. This dude is very hilarious. If you guys haven't checked out Ralph, I highly suggest you go check him out. Oh, wrong button. Come on, get it together. Let's get it together.
It's up to us to the Ralph Barbosas of the world to turn around and go, hey man, I want to make the path for you easy.
But nobody knows who that motherfucker is. What are you saying his name, man?
Look, I think he's great, and I'm doing it
wrong to say, Aaron?
I'm doing exactly what I'm preaching. Is
What do you mean you don't
can
know?
we bring this kid up? Right?
Have you heard of him? Okay. Is it wrong for me to say, why do you keep bringing his name up and nobody knows who he is?
It's funny to me.
And I don't mean to mean, I'm saying.
The man on the payroll.
No,
Hey,
but-
whatever you
but-
think.
George was wrong for that, homie. George was wrong for that. He an up and coming. Maybe you don't know who he is, George, but you might be out of touch, which I don't think he is. I just think he's a hater at this point. He's trying to hate at the same time trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel. I feel George is trying to hate while at the same time be funny with it. You know, there might be a little hate in there, but at the same time he's trying to make a joke about it and laugh. That's what George does.
The man on the payroll. So if you listen to the whole podcast, he was talking. He was first saying about Paul Rodriguez, how he wasn't the Paul Rodriguez, was talking shit about him. He pretty much said, well, fuck Paul Rodriguez. We all talk shit about everybody. Podcasters all talk shit about each other. Just going on his rant. And then his guest was like saying, yeah, but George, but shouldn't we like put our hand out and help out? And he's like, well, yeah, he pretty much admitted, I never really helped anybody out, but I paved the way, so they should just follow.
How
Like,
is that helping somebody out?
exactly. And then where I believe he just lost all credibility when he said about Ralph Barbosa and saying that, who the hell is this guy? What if you were still in the game that deep as far as stand-up comedy, you would know who this young man is, because he is hot. It reminds me of Carlito's Way.
Yeah.
When Benny from the Bronx is trying to sit there and give him some booze or whatnot, and he's like, who's this chump guy? You know who I am. I was doing this when you were still in diapers.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening to fucking Carlito? Benny from the Bronx caught him in the subway and fucking took him out. Because that's what happens.
All right, now let me give my honest opinion on George. Do I think he's hating on the young up and coming Latino? A little bit. Does George have to hate? Hell no. Now let's dive into why George is George doing this? How come George, ain't lending a helping hand? Well, there's some older homies from the hood, they ain't never lend a helping hand for shit. Let's keep it real. There's some older homies from the hood that is balling like crazy. But big homies, like, you feel me, doing they shit, bro. And ain't never threw the little homies out of pack. Ain't never threw the little homies nothing. Ain't never gave no game, ain't never gave no guidance, ain't never did shit for nobody from the hood but they damn self, homie. And that's fine. You got your money. You did it. You got it out the mud yourself. There's no fine print saying you got to come back and help the hood once you get a bag. You know what I'm saying? There's the way he's probably looking at it is George Lopez, and the same way is that a lot of homies when they get money is that ain't no one helped me. Why should I help y'all? That type of mentality. No one helped me, so why should I help y'all? I got it out the mud. I did it by myself. You could do it by yourself too. Do it by yourself. I did. Why can't you? That type of mentality. Maybe George has that type of mentality. Now, and is that mentality right? It depends on who you ask. Now, American Cholo. Let's dive into this, man. Where do I begin? Gil. No, I'm just fucking around. I'm just talking shit, man. I'm just fucking around. Gil's on point. You feel me? But the only thing I would be like, I feel, I'm keeping 100. No jokes. I feel Gil is upset with George Lopez because he doesn't utilize his celebrity status to help the people. He doesn't utilize his status. He doesn't utilize who he is, his voice within the Latino community to give back and help the Latino community, whether it be in crisis, whether it be, lending a helping hand, helping other comedians, helping other actors, whatever the case may be, because that's what Gil does. Gil goes back to his community. Gil helps the Latino community. Gil does his shit. And I think he feels like, motherfucker, like I'm over here, boots on the ground, doing all this work for our people. You have all this star power. You have all this money. You have all this influence. All you have to do is lend your voice. And you know how much we could get accomplished by you just lending your voice, George? I think that's how American Cholo feels. And, Is he right? Yeah, most definitely has a point. You can't argue with that. But it depends on who you ask. Some may say he don't got to help nobody. He don't have to do shit for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Again, man, it depends on who you ask. You guys let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know in the comments. Is Gil right for thinking the way he thinks? Is George Lopez right for thinking the way he thinks? Like, I started this shit on my own. No one helped me. Why should I help anybody? Let me know in the comments, man. It's the kid and I'm gone. Let's get up out of here.